I would love to say that today is the day that this bike is going to run. However, I kind of feel deep down that that's not true. But today is the day that I'm going to try and start it. By the time I'm done today, you're going to actually recognize this as a motorcycle. The motor's going to be put in the frame, the wheels are going to be put back on, we're going to put some levers and cables and whatever we need. To my dismay, while I was looking at the engine the other day, I saw there was a missing tooth on the front sprocket, which is a huge bummer. But I ordered a new one, it was only like $11. I just ordered the same number of teeth, just a 14 tooth sprocket. The new flywheel cover came, beautiful. Just so you know what the problem with the wheels was, because remember both the wheels were not turning when I bought the bike. The rear wheel, the issue was the brake drum was just totally rusted and seized as it sat in the hub like that, so it was not turning. I ended up soaking it with all kinds of chemical and whatever, pounding with a mallet, finally got it out. The little actuator arm here was very stuck, wasn't turning. And I took it apart, greased it, cleaned it. So as you can see, it's not pretty, but it definitely works. I was expecting the front wheel to have the exact same problem, obviously, but the brake drum came right out. It was pretty clean. That wasn't stuck, but the wheel bearings are stuck. So I've got some brand new wheel bearings here. I'm gonna be putting these in today, putting the wheels on, and start buttoning things up. Got the engine and the electronics all hooked up. I'm pausing right here because it's the electronics that I'm worried about. I'm pretty sure mechanically the engine is sound and ready to go, but based on the condition of the stator down here, I am worried that we're not going to get spark. So before I knock myself out putting the carb and the exhaust and everything else on, I'm going to go ahead and test for spark, just kick it over now that we've got all the electronics hooked up. If I don't see spark, then I'm going to have to dig a little bit more deeper and probably replace the stator, but we'll check out and see if we have any luck. Woo, buddy! We've got spark. I would be amazed if that could be caught on camera. Got a good, strong blue spark. Good deal. This is about the right time to tell you something dumb I did. This is the pipe. I sprayed it in black, as you can see. I just used some Rust-Oleum and black paint I had sitting around, and it is not high temperature paint. It said up to 200 degrees. At the time, I thought, oh, it might get that hot here around the header, but it'll probably just slough off and won't be a big deal. But it's come to my attention that this may just smoke and put off fumes and be a terrible thing. So I don't know, we'll see. I may end up having to strip the paint and do it again, but we'll find out real quick, I think, once it's running. So I like to put just a touch of high temperature gasket maker on the exhaust O-ring here, because that way I can just stick it there and it stays, instead of having to worry about holding it there and keeping it from falling out while I'm putting the exhaust in place. Well, here we go. Sorry for the harsh lighting. I'm pretty nervous, not gonna lie. I just keep running through my head all of the components from the inside out, trying to think if I missed anything, but I think we're about ready there to give it a kick. This bike is nowhere near being ready to ride. The brakes aren't even hooked up, doesn't even have a chain or the front sprocket. I mean, the flywheel cover isn't even on, but this is just a very bare bones, will it run type test. So let's do it. Oh, let's choke it. That is smooth as butter. Woo! All right. She starts up great. She sounds awesome. I don't hear any clanking, nothing weird rattling around. At this point, there's a ton of adjusting to do. I have to adjust the cam chain, the clutch, I have to put on the brakes, chain. The carb definitely needs some adjusting, and I noticed it's leaking a little bit, so that's going to be a quick little fix there. We are definitely going to be riding this guy in the next video.